Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann from Minnesota, you've probably seen her face ever since she was elected. She's been a stalwart of conservatism within the Republican Party. But these days, she seems to be even more than that. She's been campaigning for re-election in the midterm elections. Yesterday, campaigning with Sarah Palin, a very hot ticket, somebody who real conservatives would like coming into their constituencies and rallying the troops. Michelle Bachmann joins me now. Good to see you, Congresswoman. Thank you for being with us.
Good to see you again, Ali. Thank you.
You have had lots of things to take shots at recently. There are a lot of things that this administration is doing that you're not happy with, but really one of the things that seem to be the hottest for you is health care. You are very clear that you're going to be one of those people moving ahead on repealing this health care bill if things change after the midterm elections.
That's right. I introduced the bill 4903. I was the first member of Congress down on the floor the next morning after the health care bill passed to file my bill, which is only 40 words long, that's a straight-out repeal of Obamacare. I have a number of members of Congress that have already signed on to my bill. This is a winning issue across the country, and I think that we're going to see huge majorities gained in the House and in the Senate just based on this issue alone. Two-thirds of the American people are opposed to Obamacare, and it doesn't seem to be shifting in the other direction.
But will this still be as hot an issue in October or November? Now that it's passed and some parts of it will be implemented, is there some sense that this might lose steam by the time you get to October or November?
You know, I don't think that it will, Ali, because of all of the massive tax increases that have to go into place. We just saw this week Paul Volcker from the administration coming out calling for a new tax, a value-added tax, and also a carbon tax to be able to pay for all of these entitlements. The value-added tax in Europe adds about a 20% sales tax onto items. That's something that the American people would roundly reject right now, an additional 20% national sales tax in a down economy. And then if you add on that an energy tax, in Minnesota, an energy tax could effectively double our monthly utility bills. That would really hurt a lot of Americans right now, and I don't think that that's going to be popular going into November.
You and I, you recall, were up in Alaska looking at the North Slope and oil drilling.
That's right.
Some years ago. You've always been a proponent of drilling for more oil, and you think that government regulation is the problem when it comes to energy in this country. Tell me a bit more about this.
Well, I think the federal government has made so much of our answer, which is American energy independence, illegal and off limits. We have so many forms of energy, whether it's wind, solar, biomass, or whether it's through the tides, or through hydropower, or through oil, or natural gas, or clean coal. We have so many resources that literally energy could be one of the cheapest components of American industrial production rather than being one of the most expensive. So I think that what we should do is release the greatness that's contained here in the United States and have American energy be not only a component of a better way of life, but also a job creator of very high-paying jobs in the United States.
I want to ask you about something that you and Sarah Palin both touched on in this rally, and that was the idea of a new conservative movement. You both sort of paid homage to the Tea Party. Who survives this? Because a strong Tea Party and a strong conservative Republican Party are going to sort of be up against each other in the midterm elections. Does the Conservative Party, do the Republicans become Tea Partiers? Do Tea Partiers become Republicans? How does this evolve?
That's an excellent question. It's really merging into one single solitary unit. The Tea Parties were in Minnesota today, and they have unified. A number of Tea Party groups from around the country are coming together, unifying under the umbrella of economic fiscal conservatism, because Americans quite simply feel like they're taxed enough already. That's what the T stands for, taxed enough already. And I think that's a widely held view, and that is going to be the energy boost going forward. And I think conservative candidates are going to benefit greatly by latching onto the theme of stopping the spending, stopping the deficits, and getting our financial house in order.
All right, let me ask you, who is going to lead the Republicans into the next presidential election? You called for someone who's a very, very strong conservative to do that. In fact, your descriptions of who you think is going to lead the party could actually be you. Are you thinking of running for president?
No, I'm thinking of running for United States Congress for re-election this fall, and I'll have a very difficult race on my hands, and so that's where my focus is set. I don't know that we've even necessarily seen who our candidate will be yet for president, and it will be the individual who articulates the case going forward for how we can become energy independent in the United States, fiscally responsible, and deal with national security in a realistic way that keeps the American people safe. Those will be the three key issues, getting the spending and deficit under control as well, and also job creation. That's what the American people want to look for, are answers that will put us back on a good, sound financial footing in the United States.